My name is Greg Babinski. I live in the Seattle area where I am employed by the King County GIS Center. I also teach GIS for public policy at the University of Washington. My big idea and goal for seeking an ethical GeoFellowship is to pursue a best practices framework for using GIS for issues related to equity and social justice. This pursuit of best practices will motivate the GIS profession to think systematically about how we do our work. Topics for equity and social justice best practices would include spatial data management, spatial data sources, geospatial analytical practices, cartographic practices, and general visualization practices. We should also think about the life cycle of applying ESG-related GIS analysis for government agencies and nonprofits. This life cycle would include using statistical analysis to identify and study issues of inequality, using spatial alternative analysis to test program concepts, using geospatial portals to inform stakeholders of programs once they are implemented, and then using further geospatial statistics to generate metrics on project performance. Best practices for applying GIS for equity and social justice will have several critical benefits. They'll make the work of GIS professionals effective and efficient on a repeatable basis. They will enable GIS professionals to provide support to ESG practitioners who are new to using GIS for their work. Perhaps most importantly, it'll create an environment where GIS for ESG work is recognized as grounded in good science and analysis. It'll also guard against those who will certainly deny the validity of GIS for ESG analysis. How am I qualified to make a contribution in this area? Well, I work for an agency that both has a mature GIS and that considers advancing equity and social justice a top priority. King County GIS is a leader in GIS in the Pacific Northwest, and King County has an equity and social justice program that aims to lead with equity. I'm also fortunate to have been involved with ERISA. Working collaboratively with ERISA volunteers, I led the development of the GIS Capability Maturity Model and the Geospatial Management Competency Model. The broad community of GIS professionals should be driven by the GIS Code of Ethics to apply their profession to issues of equity and social justice. If GIS is a profession, which I believe it is, it has a moral imperative to apply its practices for social good. I look forward to working as an ethical GEO fellow to advance best practices for applying GIS for equity and social justice.